Hello everyone, and welcome to a very quick Sims 4 guide on how to add custom strays into your world. This is one of the most requested videos that I possibly have right now. Possibly. Do you get it? Oh my goodness. But I hope that this will walk you through the step from the very beginning to the very end, so that nowhere in between you might become lost and lose your way in understanding how to add stray animals into your world. So first off, you gotta pick a world. Pick a world, pick any world. You could go to Willow Creek, Oasis Spring, New Creek, any of them. I do believe that strays will only naturally wander around in Brindleton Bay unless you make a cat or dog hangout and visit that lot in any of the other worlds, which is a little bit of a pity, but hopefully pretty soon we will actually see a mod to fix that. But starting at the very beginning, if you add in strays, say to Willow Creek or any of the other worlds, and you're not seeing them, do not panic. Also, Willow Creek, you don't have Brindleton's Bay's lighthouse. What is that? Why does Willow Creek have a lighthouse? I'm not going to question it. I've never seen a lighthouse in Willow Creek, but we're moving on. If you try to add strays into, say, San Myshuno and you don't see them wandering around, I hear right now they don't really wander the world unless you have a cat or dog hangout. So don't panic and think you did it wrong if they don't appear. If you just want to see strays wandering around as normal, definitely pop into Brindleton Bay, and then you are actually going to go ahead and create a new household to move in, because we are going to whip up a new household full of strays. And this is where a lot of people trip up because they just want the animals. They don't want anybody else. They don't want townies. They don't want a sim. They don't want to have to create a new family. But the way the game is currently coded, you do indeed need a sim taking care of your animals. But don't panic, because that does not mean they aren't going to be strays. I will walk you through all of this. So we have a random sim right here. This is what I do whenever I need to make new strays. I just straight up go randomize her name, randomize her appearance. She looks like she would enjoy, looks like she would enjoy being a good author. So we're going to make her creative, cheerful, and then let's go ahead and make her a cat lover. There we go. So she might be good to the stray cats that are going to be under her care. So there's many ways that you can add strays into your world. You could go ahead and you could just straight up add a pet. You could spend some time playing around with all of the different features. Maybe you want to randomize a mixed breed cat to add in. Also, this guy's kind of adorable. Look at him. You look like a little cheesecake for some reason. That's what I would name you. Or maybe pumpkin pie. It is getting pretty close to Thanksgiving. But anyway, you could make your own mixed breed. You could spend quite a bit of time customizing the coat. You can go ahead, name it whatever you want, give it whatever traits you want, and then you would have the cat available to wander the world. But we're actually going to go ahead, and for our example here today, we are going to search the Seri Sims hashtag, and we are going to look for all of the animals that you guys have created for our experiments, for our streams, to add your pets into the world. It's so much fun. And I think today we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in, here's a snow leopard from Daniela. Thank you so much, Danielle. I'm going to go ahead and add the snow leopard in. This is how you add in wild animals from the gallery. You go ahead, you look at the wild animal, you like it, you say, looks beautiful, leave a nice comment. It's just good policy, good to be kind. And then you click place household to add these wild animals into your house. So click place household and click merge. That's what you want to do. And then you should see that you have, ta-da, Cashew the snow leopard, who would now happily wander our world. Now, there is a current glitch in the gallery. I'm walking you through this just in case you end up with this glitch too, where if you save an animal, so if you come over and you're like, oh wow, look at this Eevee. This Eevee looks so cool. I want to have this Eevee from Brave Faith. So cute. There we go. Got to make sure that you are kind. Practice kindness when you're on the internet, please. But if you save the Eevee and you're like, oh, this is so cute. So you save it to your library. You hit this button instead. And then you go to your library. There's a glitch with the gallery right now where if you go ahead and you try to merge in the animal, sometimes it'll appear normal like this. But if you leave the game and like this leopard right here from Caltron, which is so amazing. If we add the leopard in, that's the problem. That's the problem. If you save the customized coat to your gallery or to your library and then you download it from your library, you may end up with an animal that is completely all black like this. Don't panic if that happens. Don't panic. You just have to go ahead and you go from your library, go back to that creator, which really kind of isn't the most exciting thing in the world. You have to go back to that creator. You have to view their catalog again. You have to go ahead and you have to re-download it and re-merge the animal into your family. And if it still comes up black, what you have to do is you have to delete. Like, you have to just straight up come in. You have to delete the leopard from your history. It's such a pain, right? But this is, again, a walk around if you guys need a way around. And let's see, I know that leopard from Caltron right there. And then now if we come in and we merge the household, having deleted the other file from our library, ta-da, we have a leopard. So if you have all of your animals appearing black inside of your create a pet after installing them, delete everything you have from your library and re-download the animal fresh. Don't save it to your library sometimes, because sometimes you'll have that glitch again. And it seems that is the way around the custom coat glitch. So all right, now we have 3 beautiful animals, and we want to add these guys into the world as strays. And you guys may be wondering, but Seri, if you try to delete the sim, like if we deleted Miss Nora here, and then we tried to go through, it will tell you you cannot play with a family that has no sims who are at least teenage or older. So don't panic, because we're going to go ahead and Miss Starkly is actually going to bring this Eevee, this snow leopard, and this leopard into our world. You just go ahead, hit save and play, and I will show you guys the magical way to turn them into strays. When it says move them in, just hit the little X. Poof. And now you're like, but where did they go? If you open up your household manager, again, it's just this little icon up in the top right up there. Go ahead and click that. And then you should actually see in other households right over here, you have the Starkleys. And this will actually turn these animals into strays. So even though they do have a sim inside of their household, by putting them in the other household tab, making sure that they do not have a little heart icon next to them, when we start playing, we have a chance of actually seeing these little ones wander as strays. As you can see, I have many households full of amazing pets that you guys have submitted through the Seri Sims title and hashtag in the gallery, and they actually wander the world as strays. If we pop over into the Coates family for just a second, and then we check out the surrounding countryside, you're probably going to see some of those animals that you just saw in my other households tab wandering around as strays. And yes, they do have one sim. They do have at least one sim in each of their households. But if we wiggle over here and give it just a minute, sorry that it's night. All right, come on. This woman is obsessed with peas. But if we come down here, you can see here is Kibo Coffee. So there's Kibo Coffee, the cat, and Kibo Coffee actually has the stray icon next to him, which means if we come over and give him the friendliest introduction with our wonderful Jenny Coates over here, and don't worry, we won't be saving, so Kibo's not going to be moving in with Lilac and Magnus just yet. Hey, get over here, you silly woman. All right. Just to prove, I'm going to show you. Come on, Kibo. Come on. Hey, hold still. Hold still. We want to give you the friendliest introduction. Come on. If we give him the friendliest introduction, because we have the special boost of being companions with animals, we should gain like instant friendship with him. There we go. We've just become friends with him. And then we can just straight up come over here. And after a little bit more, like, yep, right there. There it is. Now we could actually adopt this little guy if we wanted. So that's an option. We could come down and we can adopt Kibo Coffee, the stray cat. But if I pop back over, just go to Manage Worlds. If I just pop back over and check out our Manage Worlds tab, I'm going to show you guys something kind of interesting. Kibo Coffee, if you look in our other household management area, is not on his own. Kibo Coffee is actually right inside of this family. So as you can see, he is with a sim, he is with a whole bunch of other dogs, but he does not count as this particular sim's cat because they are in the other household category. And as you guys saw, that means when he wanders the world, he shows up as a stray and we can adopt him. So that is the way, one way that you can make strays with your cats and dogs in The Sims 4, or you could make those wild animals if you want to add unicorns or perhaps leopards to just wander and roam your world so that you can have them popping up and you can adopt whatever strays you want. Another way you could make a stray, if you so wished, is to actually go ahead and kill off a sim who's in charge of a whole bunch of animals. But what will happen is until you meet those strays, they will never show up in the household management tab. So if you really want to make sure that those guys will show up and that maybe you can edit them, maybe you can kind of tweak them, you can come in and maybe even fill up their family with even more strays to meet, then you have to have a sim keeping an eye on them. But see, all of these animals who are currently inside of the other households tab have a chance of showing up as a stray. They also, don't panic, have a chance of showing up with the sim. So they have a chance of showing up, like Kendall here may show up with her dog. And she may be walking her dog. Her dog will not have the stray icon over its head. But the more animals you pack into a household, so Kendall, her dog will almost never show up as a stray because she only has one animal in her household, so she'll be wandering around with it. But if we come over here and saw the Galaxy household, there is a 90% chance that most of the time we're going to see all of these animals as strays because Miss Galaxy happens to have 7 animals. And so there's only like a 1 in 7 chance that the one that we see she will be with and she will have and consider her own. Also, I have not seen puppies wandering around as strays, and I haven't yet experimented to see if those puppies will actually show up in the adoption category or if the adoption category is always going to be random. So I don't know if you can have the itty bitty baby animals show up as strays. So don't pack your households here with puppies and kittens. But I do know that that is how you make strays for The Sims 4 right now. And you could also, like I said, make a family and then just kill off the sim. And apparently they will become strays, but they won't show up in your other households tab, so you won't be able to edit them or kind of verify that they're floating around. So I prefer it like this, even if it does mean we have the occasional oddity of having a sim walking around with a leopard on a leash. That does happen on occasion. But I consider it maybe that animal's just kind of following the stray animal is following a sim around and they're not interested in being adopted by us for the day. And you'll probably see them as a lone stray later on when that sim goes away. So that is how you create strays in The Sims 4. I hope that made sense. I tried to kind of talk through and walk through everything I could possibly think about so that you guys can kind of have the beginning to the end of how you can make your own custom strays to adopt. As you saw, it worked with Kibo Coffee, even though he is over here in the other households tab and he is hanging out with a sim. He's still counted as a stray, but you must make sure they're in other households, and if they are in my households, they will not show up as strays and you will not be able to adopt them. So remove that little heart check unless you really like remove that unless you want to make sure, like if you never want certain cats or dogs to show up as strays, make sure they're in your my households instead, and then they will always be protected in that family and you will never accidentally adopt them into another family. I really think that covered everything very solidly, including the fact that you could just, kill your own sim, but I find this a lot easier than going into the gameplay and killing a sim and then waiting for the pet rescue people to come and take your animals away. It's pretty easy. The downside is you will occasionally have a sim walking the stray that you want to be able to call your own around. It seems to be that the stray cats are a lot easier to do that method with than the stray dogs, but it is possible. So possible. So I hope that answers your guys' questions. Leave more in the comment section down below if you still need a few more tweaks on the details or if you have any other concerns. And again, I showed you guys how to download the wild animals from the gallery, and that's literally how I have the wild animals roaming my world. Just pulled a bunch from the gallery. Thank you so much. Always leave nice comments for the creators. Put them into the other households tab, and suddenly you have pandas climbing around your yard. So I hope that made sense, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.